Right. Thank you for coming on to our third episode of Let's Talk Equality. With me today, I have Nitya Dalmia, a 15-year-old advocate for equal rights for women and men. So, would you like to say anything on that note?
I'm honored to be here. Thank you for having me.
Right. So, how long have you been advocating equal rights for women and men, and what kind of challenges have you faced on this journey?
It's not really been that long since I'm a 15-year-old and it's really hard to get your voice out there. I just started my own blog, and since feminism and equal rights are something that I strongly believe in, I think it was the best perfect opportunity for me to do something about it.
Good.
So I've been writing blogs about stereotype, feminism, and things like that.
Okay. Um,
And I think not I haven't really been facing any challenges um in my blog, in my career, I think, but
mhm.
it's more like being a female in general in this society. you know Women are discriminated, and the fact is that they don't even know it.
Mhm. Yeah. A lot of the times, they're raised to believe that they are only allowed a certain portion of their rights.
Yeah, the thing is, there are a lot of things that they have to hear on a daily basis that men don't. And for some of them, they think it's okay, but it's really not. And that is because the society tells them, you're a female and it's okay for you to hear these things.
Right.
And it's really not fair just because they're a female.
Makes sense. Yeah. Um, I wanted to talk a little bit more about what the word feminism means to you, and what it actually, what it's supposed to mean, and what the world thinks it is.
So, like most of my life, when I ask a guy what feminism means to them, they'll probably just laugh it off and be like, "Feminist, huh?" And then today, the society has this really, I don't know how to describe this word, but feminazi. It's some sort of insult for people who are actually feminists, and I don't think it's funny at all, because it's pretty much insulting females who are there for each other.
Right.
And what people think feminists are is women above men, but that's not what it means for me. And for every other feminist out there, what feminism means is forgetting women as the same place as men. We want equal rights. We Not that in this society today women don't have equal rights. There are so many areas where women have the same rights as men,
Mhm.
and so in some areas more so.
Yeah.
And it's not really about you know uh getting men shouldn't get the same rights as females.
Okay.
It's just there are still a lot of places that people don't even know about, that happens in our house.
Yeah.
And women are discriminated just because of their gender. And to me, or being a feminist is just doing those small changes, just helping with those small changes that can be made in our house. I know women get education. There are women in the parliament now. Women go for work, but even at their workplaces, there's a wage gap. And now most people think that's a myth, but it's really not. The same qualifications and women still get paid less than men.
Yeah.
And you know just these things, small things that add up to the discrimination, which I think is really really unfair.
Mhm.
And some people are really not, they don't accept it.
Yeah. Yeah. I read your blog today about it's called "The Problem with Today's Society, Sexism." I'll be putting a link to it in the description. It's it's really moving. And here you've included some phrases that people use every day, right? Things like "Stop crying like a girl," "You throw like a girl," "Who's the man of the house?" You know, "You're funny for a girl," "You're smart for a girl," "You're way too bossy for a girl," "You play video games." And I feel like I've heard a lot of these things in my life as well. So what are some everyday issues that women face that are
Right.
considered just regular, right, or like day to
Mm.
day?
Like the things you just said right now, all the comments that we get, like a girl. First of all, I run like a girl, I cry like a girl, I throw like a girl, I fight like a girl because I am a girl.
Yeah.
And it is nothing to be ashamed of. I mean, there's this really good quote by um, Maya Ham, and she said, my coach uh, came up to me and she said, I run like a girl, and I told her that if he ran a little faster, he could too. Now, of course, I don't mean that
Yeah.
boys run slower than girls. I just mean, that confidence. All women should have that confidence. When someone tells them you throw like a girl or you run like a girl, it is because you are a girl. And so what if you do those things like a girl? It's not something this, when you say something like this, and the worst part is these things are being said to kids.
Yeah.
And when you say these things to kids, like young kids, they have this mindset that running like a girl or throwing like a girl is some sort of
Yeah.
insult. And the society, like, treats it treats them like that, like they're not good enough.
Mm-hmm.
And th- these things have become insults. It doesn't sound good to, say. It doesn't sound good when someone says these things to you.
Yeah.
And like the other things, you're too funny for a girl. Girls are funny, girls are smart, girls are everything,
Mm-hmm.
so just putting a label on a gender, like, these stereotypes that society have, that, men are really strong and women are weak. And these certain stereotypes, they're really wrong. And I think we're like, it's 2020 and it's about time that people stop labeling each other for their gender.
Mm-hmm.
You can be whoever you want. You can be strong, you can be bossy, you can be funny, you can be smart. Just, and that your gender doesn't really tell you what you can or you cannot do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. Um, right. Uh, yeah, I think we should talk more about um, what are some issues that teenage girls face, like specifically. Maybe something you've experienced, maybe something you haven't, something you've seen. I think you wrote a blog
Mm,
or an article about the boys' locker room chats as well. Do you want to say something about that?
right, I don't want to really, like, get into that much for the boys locker room thing, because it's a very sensitive topic.
Hmm.
And uh, all I want to say is, there was a girls locker room thing as well. If you've Have you heard about that?
Yes, yeah, I have.
Yeah, right. But the worst part of it all is, it's like, they're all against female. You know, mm,
Oh, yeah,
the boys locker room chats, they were all against females. The girls room locker room chats were also about females. It's like they're being objectified, and for
yeah,
a lot of people, they may think it's right, but it's really not. Telling a woman what she can wear, or she cannot wear, judging her on that, and making comments, heinous comments on how she looks or what they would do to her because of the clothes she wear. It's the problem of our society.
yeah.
And I I mean the Indian society.
Okay.
And since I am from India, I have I've not exactly faced them, but I've seen this around.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
let's just take an example. This happens everywhere, right? When a woman gets married, she takes her husband's surname.
Yeah.
I really don't get the point of that.
Huh?
Actually, a woman never really has her surname if you think about it. When she's born, she gets her father's surname, and then when she gets married, she gets her husband's surname.
Yeah.
So where, and it may just seem like a name, what's in a name, but when you're born, your your name is your full identity,
Yeah. I agree.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And this there's this thing in India: when a female and a male get married, a female has to leave her house.
Yeah.
Now I know, n- at this point in 2020, males also leave their house and they go and live together somewhere away from their parents.
Yeah.
But in, like, the proper Indian culture, it's really looked down upon if a female does not, like, move like move after marriage.
Yeah.
Like I think everybody's heard the term ghar jamai, and it's really not looked upon. It's looked down upon actually, because men are not really expected to move into the female's
Because men are expected
house.
to be breadwinners and
Yeah,
sole, yeah,
yeah.
proprietors.
The thing is, it's not only women; it's also men. There are so many things. These basic Indian stereotypes completely, ruin for a person. Like they I don't know how to explain it, but a man is supposed to go out and work, right? And if he doesn't, and if he just stays home and he cooks food for his family, takes care of his family, people will probably not look up to him,
Yeah.
because in this society men are supposed to go out and work. And that's the kind of mindset that people need to change. Like, anybody can work. It's not that the man has to go and work. Both can work, neither can work, but ultimately it's not really about gender. According to me, both should work. Both should, come back to their home, take care of their children,
We should take
help
equal
with the family.
responsibility of,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's not really about which gender should do what.
I agree. It should,
Mhm.
yeah.
Also, do you mind if I go into like more, like, deeper topics
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
regarding women? Like, I'm talking about rape right now. So
Yeah,
is that cool with you?
totally fine. Yes.
Like, yeah, for in India, 1 out of 3 women get sexually harassed. And the worst part about it is when they're raped, men, not men, I'm sorry, my bad, it just the entire society likes to say, uh
It's
her
for
clothes were too short.
wearing clothes that she's wearing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I, I, it just like blows my mind. I don't understand what they mean by that. I, I just don't understand. Like, are you saying that because she was wearing, short clothes, she deserved to be raped? Like, are you trying to justify the rapist act by the clothes the girl was wearing?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Right? And my, like, if I had to tell the society something or people something, it would be, it doesn't really matter what clothes you wear. Don't teach your girls what clothes she should be wearing in public. Teach the guys, teach your boys that, to look at a girl with respect and show them some respect and treat them with dignity. you know
I agree.
Teach the boys girls are not sexual objects. The problem is, we've all seen Bollywood movies, right?
Yeah.
And just as much as I love movies, I cannot stand a song. I cannot stand Bollywood songs, especially, the dance songs, the dance numbers,
Huh? Yeah.
because most of the songs that people listen to today, Dilbar, Sheila Ki Jawani, and
Right. These
these
icon numbers.
songs, yeah, they objectify women. And the worst part is kids listen to these songs.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And when kids listen to these songs,
They're impressionable.
they're blinded to believe that you can treat women a certain way, but you cannot. Like, women are dancing around with men crowding around them. It's vulgar, and it's really not the image that this society like,
I agree.
people should be seeing. It's not the kind of image you want to portray, because a lot of people see movies, and especially kids, and you're not really helping the generation after us if you're you know sh- listening to such kind of music.
Mm. Yeah.
It's like all around us, but we choose to ignore it because maybe we just haven't really realized it yet.
Yeah. And we need to. You're right. Um. Yeah. Do you want to talk about how? I think we've talked about how men, sort of, like this patriarchal society really looks down upon women having equal rights, equal needs. being entitled to the same things. But I think I want to also talk about how women can make it a safer environment for other women. If that makes sense.
Yeah, you know, there's one huge problem with the society. People like, so, I know I have blamed men a lot, but the problem is there are a lot of female who tear down each other,
Yeah.
which is like, when I see boys, I see that brotherhood between them. They always have each other's back. But when I see females, there are so many of them just tearing down each other. And the comments, like, oh, you should work, you should, I mean, take care of your child, you shouldn't work after you're married, or you should learn how to cook, and don't curse, it's very unladylike, or don't shout, don't scream. And those comments, most of those comments I've actually heard by women. Most those comments are actually said by most women, which is the worst part of it all.
I agree.
Like, instead of building each other up, we tear each other down. And it's no wonder there's sexism left in the society, because we're discriminating ourselves.
Yeah, I know.
So if I really have to say something to all the women out there, it'll probably be, build each other up, don't tear each other down. Like, it's, how it feels like to be discriminated. So don't do it to someone else.
I agree wholeheartedly.
If you should be proud that you're a woman, most women think, you know, it's some sort of, I don't know how to describe it, insult.
Hmm.
Like, be proud that you're a female. It's, and do what you want to do. Your gender doesn't determine what you can or cannot do. So if you wish to do something, don't really think about what the society will say, because you know what, they'll always have they'll always have something to say. That's what people do. Everyone will always judge you. But if you really want to do something, just do it. Don't think about what the society or other people will say.
Yeah.
You are a girl and you should be proud of it and embrace it.
Yeah. Do you wanna? What is one last thing that you want to say to everyone who hears this? Boys, girls, adults, children. Is there
Well,
anything that you feel like needs to be heard but isn't said enough?
one is, please really be careful with what you say to others. You may not think it's offensive, but it can be.
Hmm.
And just think about the comments you say in your daily life. Are you sure they're right? Are you sure they're not hurting anybody else's feelings? This sexism, it's present in the society we let it we let it be present there. We don't really do anything about it. We think it's okay, but it's not. And when the next generation, when I have kids of my own, right, I'm not really going to tell them what they should or they shouldn't be doing because of their gender. If they can be whoever they want, and especially now because it's 2020, you can do what you want. There are opportunities everywhere. You can be educated, you can be in the parliament, even though there are still a lot of places. Military, you don't see a lot of women there. But I really hope that changes in the you know past the next couple of years. I hope that the society starts seeing females as equal to men. And there are a lot of other things that women have a right of that men don't. And I really hope that changes as well.
Yeah, do it.
So I mean, I just want to say that it doesn't matter whether you're a man or a female. Just do what you like. Be who you are. You don't have to hide yourself because you're too afraid that the world is not going to accept you. Maybe they're not, maybe they will, but you'll have to take a chance.
Bold words. Yeah.
where, yeah, and the girls who get comments about their bodies, about what they should be wearing or they shouldn't be wearing, it's your body. Wear what you want to wear. Nobody else has the right over your body. It's just you. Only you have the right over your body.
Exactly.
So, and if you're the one who's commenting on someone else's body, please don't, because it's their body. They like what they're wearing. They like themselves when they wear that. It gives them confidence. And when you're commenting on somebody else's body, saying that this is not the age to wear something like that, or that doesn't suit somebody else's body, you're tearing their confidence. You're tearing them apart when you say stuff like that. You know, it's it's it makes them feel good, and I don't think it's really harming you. But your words may, like, it's not going to help their confidence, and it's not really going to help anybody. So just don't comment on somebody else's appearance or their body or their life, because one's life is theirs, and only theirs.
I agree. I think we should wrap things up for now. Thank you so much for coming on the show. It means a lot to hear about what you've said. I've definitely learned a lot. And yeah, I think what we need to take from this is that every single one of us says, no matter what gender, age, race we are, matters. And the way that we can get the entire world to change is if everyone changes themselves first. Thank you so much, Nitya, for coming.
Thank
Um,
you for having me.
yeah.